gameplay, ASA trailer, and all the good stuff to come prior to launch. But what about Canoes, Cryopods, and character glitches? And what's the latest on the Shastosaurus saddle? Hello survivors, I'm GP, keeping you updated on all the latest chatter from the ARK developers. Many may think things are still quiet on the dev front from Studio Wildcard, but activity has picked up over on the ARK Discord, with both Jat and Dolly being fairly active over the last few days, mingling with the players but also answering the odd question or three. And I think this increase in activity is a really good sign that things are getting close. And the more and more we see this, the more confident I get about an October release for ARK Ascended. And you know me, I don't like to needlessly stretch out my videos. I like to get the news to you nicely clear and concise. Dolly said very recently that the ASA gameplay, trailer and all the good stuff will be coming prior to launch. This continues to give me the feeling that we are certain to see gameplay before the actual launch day. We know how often Wildcard drop trailers the day things launch, even the moment they drop. But all of these references recently point towards it being earlier than this, and this is pretty exciting because it means although we're close to launch, we're even closer to that gameplay reveal. Dolly also went on to say that they have an internal date in October for the release and that they are still on track to meet it, but for now they're still sharing it as just October. Jat has also recently reaffirmed an October target, saying it'll be in October, and when asked whether it'll be the first half or the second half of October, Jat got comical and said it's in a particular half of October. So nice try Lightning Dark at attempting to get that info, but alas, Jat isn't revealing it just yet. Whenever there's been delays in the past, the devs have always remained quiet, especially when it's this close to the launch, and they don't usually come out repeatedly saying the month it is expected when it's this close, if they're going to delay it. So some very positive signs that we are inching a lot closer to the gameplay reveal and the release next month. Conversations then move slightly onto the Shastosaurus, something we're all expecting to see the dossier and saddle for soon. The actual original creator of the Shastosaurus submission, Martian Cookie Hunter, asked Dolly if we'll be seeing the Shasta's dossier in the crunch this Friday, which most of us are probably expecting. Now, Dolly didn't actually answer the question at hand, but she did say that working on the gameplay for it with the team has been really interesting. Now, I believe when she says gameplay here, she's referring to designing the gameplay mechanics, not actually playing with the Shasta in the game. Dolly was then asked whether it will actually be getting the submarine saddle, to which she responded, "I won't give anything away, but I'll leave it at we're challenging ourselves with exploring new things for the Shasta saddle, and I think you folks will enjoy it." Now, I don't know about you, but this has got me pretty excited for this creature and its saddle. It sounds like they may be looking at including their own gameplay mechanics into the saddle, possibly on top of or in replace of some of the mechanics in the original submission. This is certainly one saddle that will have a lot of interest focused on it, but it does sound like the saddle concept may be a little further out yet. One thing I've been wondering about is the character creation and what improvements will have come to that, especially with it being on UE5. I've also seen people ask whether they can still make malformed characters. This is a question I also often see for ARK 2. Dolly recently said that what she really wants to show is great screenshots that they have of messed up characters with their bits bursting out of their shorts in hilarious places. And I mean, ARK wouldn't be ARK without some hilarious character models, right? And when asked again about those character glitches, Dolly said, "Don't worry, I have them ready to go after launch." And so yes, we will be seeing some behind the scenes content by the sounds of it, which is always fun to see. Then conversations moved on to Canoes and Cryopods. I'm not quite sure why the topic of Canoes came up. It may have been an inside joke on the Discord, but it was discussed and questions were put to Jat and Dolly. with Jack responding to confirm that Canoes won't be at launch. Now, this shouldn't really surprise anyone. I mean, Canoes came with Genesis Part 2, so it should be expected the same will happen with Survival Ascended. But then, if the devs can answer the question regarding Canoes at launch, why can't they answer the same question regarding Cryopods? Surely they must know at this late stage whether Cryopods will come at launch or with extinction in 2024. Whilst Jack was actively engaging in the Discord, I took the opportunity to ask him about Cryopods, but in true Jack fashion, he attempted to troll my question by posting a spoiler image of, well, a spoiler. But he couldn't create a spoiler of an image on his phone, so he pretty much failed. Anyone that knows Jack well knows his favourite spoiler joke. So it does beg the question, why hold back on a simple yes or no answer regarding Cryopods? Are they actually making some quality of life changes to the Cryopods that they don't want to reveal yet? I put out a poll recently on it with more than 1100 responses, and the engagement it got in the comments shows a lot of differing opinions about Cryopods and whether they should be there at the launch of ASA. So it's still a case of wait and see whether the devs have decided to include them for the launch, or if we have to wait until extinction. Of course, for private servers and single player, there's always mods to use anyway. That's all the latest chatter from the ARK devs. Until next time, survivors, make sure to subscribe to keep up with all the latest ARK news.